Anniversary comedy special! I gotta tell you, it's great to be here. I'm your host, Ray Ford, and believe me, after you hear what I have to say, you're gonna want to listen to him from now on. I'm kidding. This is gonna be fun tonight. We got a nice line of comedians here, but first, something here I ought to tell you. Something I ought to tell you about me. I was born a poor white child. I know, trip to Africa fixed that. It was quite a sunburn. Anyway, strap in, folks. Doesn't get any better. Actually, it does. Just bear with me. I'll tell you. Is anyone tired of the doctors handing out tons of medication? Let me tell you something about me. I am bipolar, ADD, and autistic. Yeah. I tell you, Helen Ruff McNabb hated me. But because of my mind, my mind's in random places all the time. One time, I started thinking about belly buttons. I don't know what I was thinking. But here's my question. How come when it's us, it's a belly button, but when it's on a potato, it's called an eye? They get it. I don't get it either, but you may notice something. There's not just one eye on the potato, is there? No, it's got 5, 10, 15, 25 eyes. Not one of them can see. Not 25 eyes, it still can't see. If it's Stephen Wonder's going to say, right. I'll tell you, because my mind is in such random places, I've had a few experiences with medication. But no matter what they tried, half of them didn't work on me. Not even a side effect. Well, one of them I got a side effect from. It gave me a seizure. I was in a swimming pool. I'm going to say that again. I was in a swimming pool. What kind of Twilight Zone episode was that? Let me explain something to you. If the pill you're subscribing does anything along the lines of a heart attack, a seizure, a stroke, or if you're on the first date and your entire digestive tract goes south, I don't want it. I'm not your guinea pig, Doc. No one should hit under Bugs Bunny's infamous phrase, what's up, Doc? And get the response lawsuit. Okay? Not enough about me. Let's talk about something else here. Hey, have you heard the one about the vegetarian? Don't you hate it? See, my mind's scattered even now. Have you ever heard of the epileptic vegetarian who was on death row? Her last meal was a Caesar salad. Hey, that got a laugh, didn't it? Hey, I'll take anything. Got a quarter. Anyway, here's another question. Here's another joke for you. A condemned man. So a condemned man is walked to the gallows. He is doomed to be hanged. Before he gets there, when you get there, they realize the noose has been stolen. It's gone. They don't have any others. But the criminal infamously stated, well, no noose is good news. Hey, maybe I should do these kind of jokes. It seems to work here. Well, you know, get back here, you're gonna miss the best part. Great. Just 10 minutes in, 5 minutes into this, and I'm already losing the crowd. Anyway, moving on now. I've had some really weird dreams. I don't know, you might notice I don't do a whole lot of transitional material. I just skip from one topic to another. But one night I had a really weird dream where I was Frankenstein as a contestant in a beauty contest. Now think about that. Frankenstein in a beauty contest. I figured the only person he could finish ahead of is Honey Boo Boo. But anyway, and you know some of these contests, they kind of give you questions like can you do this or that? Well, I figure I figure the dream went like this. Can you dance? Because it's Frankenstein, what do you expect? Can you tell jokes? Okay, can you sing? On the day we arrived on the planet and Blinky stepped into the sun, there's more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done. Frankenstein with a good voice, go figure. There's far too much to take in here, more to find than can never be found. But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky keeps great and small on the endless ground. It's the circle of life, it's the wheel of fortune, it's the leap of faith, it's the band of hope, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life. And then I woke up and realized I still had that DVD going. Anyway, thank you. That's going to be the dumbest joke I tell all night. And I just, well, that's enough out of me. Why don't we get to the main event? How about that? All right. The first performer I want to bring up tonight is a very good friend of mine. And let me tell you, you're getting for a good treat. Good man, Mr. Kevin Robson.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks for the applause. Usually people clap when I get thrown out of the bar. Hopefully that's not going to happen tonight. I used to be really nervous when I came up here, but started taking a little Valium, and I'm pretty relaxed right now. It's good to be here in Nashville. I was in Knoxville last week. What a scruffy little city. But they got a big gold phallic symbol sticking up out of town as their symbol. I did learn the Vols motto, maybe next year. The theme song for Knoxville is, of course, Rocky Top. I'm from Townsend. You know where Townsend is? Our theme song is Copperhead Road. Skybox. I went to Urban Dictionary. Sky means a perfect, amazing girl. Box, as you probably all know, is female genitalia. So that means we are in, according to Urban Dictionary, we are inside a perfect, amazing woman's vagina. I can think of worse places to be, like an ugly guy's butt, also known as Cotton Eye Joe's. And I wondered, there's no rural dictionary. Then I realized we have to be literate. We can cipher though. I know there's 28 grams in an ounce. The other day I was sitting at home, this is new, this just happened. Looking out the window and there's some critter coming across the yard at a pretty good clip. So I got up the window and looked, there's a turtle running. I did not know turtles could run. I went outside, checked this phenomenon out, ran all the way across the road, there was another turtle waiting. They promptly mounted and copulated. Now I know turtles will at least for one thing, that's for a box turtle box. These guys coming up after me are really funny. I think they just let me tag along because I grow weed. You'll notice I have to use notes. There's several reasons. One is I don't have a good memory. I just can't remember stuff for some reason. And B, I don't remember. So maybe there is just one reason. Okay. 4 barrels corn mash, 50 pounds sugar. Wait a minute. That's Granddad's recipe. One of my friends back in grade school when he was young, his dad took him out back to give him the birds and the bees talk. He said, son, you put your wee-wee in her wah-wah and go woo-woo. And that was the extent of it. And y'all got little kids, you're welcome to use that. It seemed to work pretty good. In junior high, they separated us, boys and the girls. Said the reason they separated us, we used to talk on STDs, and they separated us to tell us that boys can get them from other boys. I couldn't figure out how you could transmit a disease riding bicycles and playing baseball. Then I went to summer camp. In high school, this was before moonshine was commercialized and legal and all that. I had 3 high school buddies show me their daddy's moonshine still. My takeaway from that is, don't show your kids where your pot patch is at. I had a co-worker. I'm not going to mention her name. I don't want to embarrass her or get her mad at me. But when Emma was about 12 years old, they gave her a test in school to see what career she might be suited for. Came back taxidermist. She was disappointed. I happen to know he was a vegetarian. No, that wouldn't suit her at all, but that was not why she was disappointed. She was disappointed because she didn't know anything about taxes, except that they were boring. And I wonder if there was something to that test. Maybe if I went over to Emma's house, there might be a head of lettuce mounted up on her wall. I have German Shepherds. I thought it would be cool to teach one to obey German commands. One day I was talking to my neighbor, and he sneezed. I said, Gesundheit. And my dog attacked him. 9 times or 9. He's not Antifa. Neighbor girl came over, knocked on the door, opened it, and she said, our dogs are stuck together. A lot of y'all younger people may not know, a long time ago, dogs were still intact, and they could actually mate, swelling would occur, and they would actually get stuck together. So I went out there, that's what happened, our dogs were stuck together. So I had to give this little girl the wee wee wah wah woof woof joke. I haven't heard from her parents yet. I put out a comment suggestion box a couple of weeks ago, and most of the comments were where I could shut this microphone. I really don't want to do that. I even got a couple of death threats, not death threats, they just told me I should just kill myself. It wouldn't have been so bad, but they went into explicit detail on how I should do that. Let me get over here and find my stuff. John always says I fumble around and drop things, but everybody will just think it's part of the act, so it's no problem. Somebody suggested I put up a tip jar instead of a suggestion box. I did. Somebody spit in it. I'm hoping they were dyslexic. I'm also hoping it was just spit. I think it'd be cool if rolling papers had little sayings on them, so that you could pull it out and read the saying, and after you burn it, you can try to remember what it said. I used to write my notes, my little joke things on rolling paper, throw them in a jar, and I ended up burning a lot of jokes. I don't know how many good ones I burned up. So I started writing them on regular paper. Got some in a can here, and I'm going to read them to you. I'm a little corny, but that's the way it is. Here we go. Y'all heard the new trend about dad bods, where women are attracted to men with rounder, softer bodies because apparently they think they make better dads. I'm still waiting on the papaw bod trend to come around. I was in a bar, thought I'd strike up a conversation with a girl. I said, told her I was an Aquarius. She said, oh, you're a quitter. I said, no. And she said, I'm proud of you for coming out. I said, no, it's a zodiac sign, for instance. My mother was a Virgo. Oh, your mother was a virgin. That means you're, no, it doesn't mean that at all. I moved on. These are not in order. This one kind of goes along with that. You know why it's okay for Jesus to leave the door open? Because he was born in a barn. I agree with Gene. I guarantee you every guy that's ever watched that show wanted one. beautiful, sexy, give you anything you want, and you make her get back in that damn bottle when you want to as well. We went to a picnic the other day, witnessed a murder. They flew in, we fed them cheese and crackers, and they flew away. Driving through West Valley the other day, I came through, went by a sign, said, buy 1 pound, get 1/2 pound free. I did a big U-turn, I went back, it was just fudge. Chinese restaurants, I was looking at the menu, and had the Chinese word for the stuff, and then under it was English. Well, I Googled these Chinese names. Turns out they're just different breeds of cat. I recommend the Tatty, it is pretty good. There's an old story I just half remember about a boy sticking his finger in a dock. I'm pretty sure they don't like that. I was reading in the newspaper about cops raided a massage parlor for prostitution. Part of their evidence was 23 used condoms in the trash. That meant that some detective had to one at a time go through and pick out all those condoms. What'd you do at work today, Daddy? Remember when we were younger, everybody pile in the car, go somewhere, and somebody yell, shotgun! And they'd get that coveted front right seat, and you wouldn't argue, it's just some unwritten rule we went by. That's not always appropriate. When the cop has you leaned up against the car saying they're going to jail, don't yell shotgun. I speak from personal experience. I drive a little economy car. I think, I wonder how many people look at me and say, he must have a big dick. Wrong bag. Like everybody has at one time or another, I was driving along wondering, without phone booths, where does Superman change clothes? This is a good question. Well, I went by a construction site and there were 2 porta potties sitting out front. Okay, I can see that. But now I picture Superman flying through the air with toilet paper flapping off his boot. Thank you, Ray. Y'all heard about that Olympian that got kicked off for smoking pot? They call it a performance-enhancing drug. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think smoking a joint's going to help you run faster. It might help in, say, Nathan's hot dog eating contest. You give a little edge there. Okay, here's a long one I just wrote. Oh yeah, I make a lot of jokes about drugs. Drugs are no laughing matter, they're serious. Because seriously, how would we cope without them? I put somebody in the wrong hand. Okay, I had some friends, they were laid off, obviously high. They were sitting around, they had this old dog they've had for years, and they got to wondering what the length was of each dog turd. How many times a day that dog went out. How many years that dog had lived. No computer, they had to do all this by hand. And they figured that over his lifetime, that dog had pooped like 26 miles worth of poop. I wonder how many of these politicians, you know, the ones that have been in for like 30 years.
First, a word about your local fast food restaurant. Oh, McDonald's is that kind of place. High prices in your face. The manager's head is one big bowl. Hey, where'd my old pal Arnold go? Thanks, you think Coke fries are great. Well, you're a bunch of flakes. McDonald's is that kind of place. Hey, enough of that. Well, let's go get going, shall we? That's the only song I've ever written, and obviously it sucks. So, but now I have something to say about one of my favorite movies of all time, Pinocchio. That little cricket, Jiminy. You know, Pinocchio's really lucky that Jiminy. Good thing he wasn't a termite. Think about it. That movie would have lasted about 5 minutes. Okay, moving right along now. I have one more joke to tell you, but for this one, I'm going to need an assistant. You, sir. Okay, you, come up here, please. Thank you. Okay, this joke requires is a bit of a, but not in a discreet screenplay, shall we? Okay, a bit of a movie. Want to see a movie just off the top here? Here's your line, sir. Your line is, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
Oh, good for you! Good for you! I'm kidding. You're a good sport. Boy, John Silk, everybody! Mr. John Silk!
Let's give it up for Ray one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Ray, please. There are some people that are just naturally born for comedy, but instead we have Ray tonight. So, let's give it up one more time. If you don't know, if you're new here, if you didn't make it from the beginning of the show, we're here to honor Sean Dills. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Dills. Let's give it up for him. 1 year in comedy tonight. 1 year. We're really excited. Sean's been great. I've been working with him 6 months, and I'm really looking forward to the next year. I'm hoping he's going to try some new stuff, like being funny. But no, you're funny, Sean. You're awesome. There are a ton of comics that are not saying near as much funny shit as you are. George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Sam Kinison, all the dead ones. My name is John Silk, if you didn't hear. I am 51 years old. I live in this area. 51 years old. I'm finding I'm at a time in my life where it's kind of difficult to have sex with my girlfriend.
Well, it's not age or physical ability, it's fucking COVID. My wife works from home now, so we can't go there anymore. I'm kidding, I don't cheat on my wife. She and I have a great relationship. Like everybody, we have our small problems. Sexually, right now we're having some little problems. Like, my wife recently discovered she likes face sitting. She likes to sit on my face, which is kind of cool. I mean, I really like it depending on which way she's facing, because it can be a shitty view. But I like to talk dirty a lot during sex. So when she's sitting on my face, I sound like a kidnap victim in the trunk of a car trying to get out. My wife's also not into anal, which is weird because we've done a lot of stuff together. And I asked her, I was like, baby, why won't you let me have anal with you? You know, just one more thing that we can try. And she said, we watch porno, and we see these girls with these big stretched holes, and I don't want to be stuck with a giant asshole for the rest of my life. And I said, well, then why the fuck did you marry me then? But she's from Philadelphia like I am. Has anybody ever been to Philadelphia? Anybody here been to Philly? Philly, 1 or 2 people? Don't go there, it's very dangerous. It is the city of brotherly love. If you're Cain and Abel, because they'll fucking kill you there. It's a very dangerous place, but me and my wife, we go up and visit at least once a year because we've got a ton of family there. And when we drive up, we have to get angry. Like, we have to excite each other up like football players, like slapping the helmets before the game. Because you can't go into a city like Philadelphia with this laid-back
East Tennessee attitude that we love. I mean, I like being from East Tennessee. I like being chill. But you go there sounding like a country bumpkin when you say just corny shit that they've never heard, like, hello and how are you? But I'm very partial to Philadelphia. I love that place. I actually lost my virginity there. I was 13 years old. Kevin, you were 15. I was 13 years old. I lost my virginity in Philadelphia. A lot of kids, a lot of boys especially, they lose a virginity to someone they know, like a friend's sister or a friend's mom in some rare occasions. I wasn't that lucky because I barely knew the kid, but I hung out with him because his mom was hot, and it worked. She was awesome. She was hot. She was a MILF, and this was back in the 80s. They hadn't even invented the word MILF yet, so she was way ahead of her time. But I got to have sex with this 28-year-old lady when I was 13 for the entire summer of 1983. It was fucking awesome. I'm not lying. I'm not making it up. But like always, the guy always fucked shit up, and I ruined it for myself. I was having a catch with a kid in the yard, and I hit him in the face with a baseball. And he got up from the ground, he was bleeding. He was like, you motherfucker. And I was like, what, she told you? So it kind of ruined it for me. But I think back now, and I'm like, you know, that's crazy. 15 years difference. She was 28 and I was 13. And it's like, nowadays you go to jail, for sure. But especially because the gender roles, like if the gender roles were reversed, like I'm 51 now, but if I was 28 years old, now, there's no way I could sleep with a girl that was 15 years younger than me. But I'm older now, so if you're in your mid-30s and you're open to it, hit me up after the show. But seriously, I have a 17-year-old kid, and I think like now, even though he's 17, if a 28-year-old kid or woman had sex with my kid, I would be pissed. And I'd get in her face, I'd be confrontational. I'd be like, lady, you're fucking free. He's 17 years old. You want to make it a three-way, maybe? If she's hot, I don't know. But getting off of Philadelphia, actually, you know what? I'm going to go back to that. 17 years old. It is weird having that 17-year-old kid living in the house with me. It's like having the world's worst roommate. Does anybody have any teenagers living with them right now? Anybody? Nobody. Lucky you guys. When you have a kid and they turn, when you're a teenager, especially a boy, having that kid living at your house is like having the world's worst roommate. They don't pay any fucking bills. They pay no rent. You never see them unless they come out of the room to take a shit or eat some of your food. And you know when you're not there, they're probably masturbating. And it's probably in your favorite spot. Or someplace you don't want them to, like a fucking kitchen table. And I'm also worried about my 17-year-old smoking pot. Because he might find my stash and it really fucking pisses me off. But anyway, my wife and I, going back to Philadelphia, it's a great place. I loved growing up there. But I had to get away just because there were so many people, there was so much traffic, there were so many tourists, and you just couldn't find any fucking meth anywhere. So we moved down here to Tennessee. Yes, Tennessee, America's breadbasket of methamphetamines. America's meth basket, if you will. For those of you who don't know, if you're looking for methamphetamines, if you're new to the meth game, first of all, welcome. But if you're looking for methamphetamines, all you got to do is find a dirt road here in Tennessee, drive up and down either direction, and you look for a single wide trailer with blacked out windows or curtains around, and that's where your meth is. But you got to be careful, because last time I bought some, I went in, it was kind of dangerous. So there were two meth dealers. There was a husband and wife. There were a pair of cousins, two high school dropouts, and some meth heads. And it sounds like a lot of people, but it was really just two of them. So but I really do, I'm kidding, I love this state, I'm glad I moved here. The state of Tennessee is awesome. Do you guys love living in Tennessee? Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen, can we give it up for Tennessee? No one gives a shit. We live here and nobody's clapping, that's fine. I love Tennessee. Like if you go out west, this entire state, if you go out west, you got Memphis and Beale Street and the blues and barbecue. You go to Nashville, you got the strip, you got country music, you got a different kind of barbecue. And then where we live, we got barbecue. I love barbecue. But we also have Gatlinburg, we have Sevierville, we have Pigeon Forge, we got Dollywood, and we have those giant, beautiful mountains that everybody loves to stare at. Not the Smokies, I'm talking about Dolly Parton's titties. Those fucking things are huge, right? They are so awesome. Can we give it up for Dolly Parton's titties, even if it came out of Yes. It really should be, there should be a national monument for those titties, and I think it should be Mount Rushmore, but I'm worried there's not enough granite, because those things are huge. And don't be pissed, like, she's a saint around here, so don't be upset about making jokes about her. She would understand, she's an entertainment. And she really is a saint. I think she's the patron saint of underwire bras and bad bags. But I make fun of her. She's, you know, without a doubt, those are the two most famous boobs in the United States. Well, they were until Biden and Harris got elected. But, they like that one, obviously. But, she is a saint. In all seriousness, Dolly Parton does so much for East Tennessee. If you don't know, if you got a kid under 5 years old, you'll get free books sent to you by Dolly Parton in her Imagination Library. To combat illiteracy, she's given like 50 million books away for free. And if you're in high school, she'll give you a scholarship, she'll give you grants for college, and if you're a teenage boy, she provides unlimited spank material. And by spank, I mean masturbate, of course. Oh man, I'll tell you what, I'm very pro-masturbation, especially when it comes to Dolly Parton. My wife is anti-masturbation. Like, she told me, if you masturbate while you're married, you're cheating. She really thinks that if you masturbate, you're cheating while you're married. So I'm a cheater, but again, I'm very pro masturbation, and I don't mean I'm for it. I mean I'm a pro. I'm a professional, and it has nothing to do with natural talent. It's purely hard work and dedication. I've been beating my dick since I was a kid. Whenever I was at the house, I was jerking off. But I'm a man now, so I do it at work while I'm on the clock, and I get paid for it. And there's nothing like jerking off in overtime. And it's not just at work. I enjoy masturbating in public. And I'm sorry I'm making you guys feel uncomfortable. I actually jerked off on the ride over here tonight. Seriously. And I mean, the Uber driver was a little pissed off, but I tipped him well, and his seats are leather, so it should clean up early. Easily, excuse me. My wife, though, she does know I masturbate. I'm just kidding. She knows, she's seen, she's caught me. And she told me, she said, you know, you have all this energy all the time. Why don't you take that jerk-off masturbation, do something good for the community, like volunteer for a charity or help out with people like veterans or whatever. So I am going to use that energy for something good. I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book that's going to help people. It's about masturbation. And it's not how to quit or anything like that. It's actually how to masturbate, like a how-to for dummies. And I'm going to call it Gone with the Hand. And it's going to introduce like techniques like the European slow stroke and the reverse numb hand. And when people read this book on masturbation, by the time they're done with it, I'm going to be considered the Martha Stewart of masturbation, which is kind of ironic. There's actually a term, there is actually a technique rather, called the Martha Stewart that involves essential oils, sea salt, and a cheese grater, so be careful with that. This masturbation book will be the first book in history where the pages are actually stuck together before you buy it. And my wife and I had a meeting with the editor last week, and he said he expects that book within 6 months, but my wife assured him I always finish early, so he's very comfortable with that. And I'm really excited because he told us we have a sponsor for this book, which is really exciting. I didn't expect this. It's actually going to add a whole new chapter to the end of my masturbation book. Now, there won't be any words in it. It's basically just going to be soft pages that tear out easily because the sponsor is Kleenex. So I'm really excited about that. So I just joined a gym. I really did. I just joined a gym. I joined Planet Fitness. Do we have any Planet Fitness members here tonight? Nobody? We have one Planet Fitness member. Planet Fitness member over here. I'm really excited because it's only $10 a month to join this gym. And I'm not really joining it to work out. I'm getting my bathroom redone and I need a place to take a shower. But gyms are not like they used to be when I was younger. When I used to go to the gym all the time, people just let you go in and work out and do your thing, and now everybody wants to talk to you. Like, I was in there the other day, and this dude comes up to me, and he's like, hey, can I spot you? And I was like, dude, get away from me, we're in the fucking shower. Ray liked that joke again. So apparently, totally off topic, when a woman tells you that her and her husband are trying to have a baby, it's inappropriate to offer to help with your semen while you're at work. And according to HR, it's especially egregious when you use terms like baby batter and straight from the tap. But nobody likes HR. Does anybody actually like human resources? Nobody here. Nobody likes HR. Is anybody in HR right now? Any HR people working here? I don't have to worry about getting in trouble. I'm not a huge fan of HR because I feel like all of their movies and videos and talks always center around a woman, protecting a woman. And I don't think that's fair. I think sexual harassment applies to both sexes. And I think that sexuality is not taken into an understanding of sexual harassment. Like, for instance, women use their sexuality all the time. Now, I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying some do. In this instance, I'm going to give an example. My boss is gay. I don't care. Nobody cares. It's no big deal. He's gay. Everybody understands it. Do I think he looks at me inappropriately like he likes me sometimes? Yes, I do. Is that wrong? No, it's not. It's no big deal. I don't care. Do I bend over in front of him if I drop something to pick it up? Yes, I do. Does it make me uncomfortable? No, it does not. Because that's okay, because I get it. There's sexuality, it's no big deal. Now, do I hold that bend over sometimes if I need an extra day off? Yes, absolutely. Because it's sexuality. But let me ask you, would I blow the guy for a raise? Well, it depends on how much it was for. But it's not big deal. But I just feel like sexual harassment applies to everybody, men and women, and I don't think that we should gear it always to women. As a matter of fact, I think that sexual harassment should be evenly distributed. And if I go to work tomorrow and nobody sexually harasses me, I'm going to sue for a non-hostile work environment. And it's not just sexual harassment. I feel like women have cornered the market on certain issues. Like one of them, I've heard women complain to me about porn sex. Like sex in today's society, they feel like they're pressured, like women are pressured. And I've even heard comedians talk about it. They say, because men watch so much porn today, I'm expected to do this, that, the other thing. Like, men expect to see me squirt, or they want to put me in weird positions, like my foot up my ass or something like that. Or they want to throat fuck me or gag me. And if you're curious about some of these things you don't know, feel free to go home and Google it. YouPorn or YouTube or PornTube, whatever. Women, if you catch a man watching that tonight, you have to give them a pass because I said that. But I think that the pressure from watching porn is more focused towards men. Like young men today, I'm married so it's no big deal. But young men today, and there's a couple in here, when you're dating, younger women today watch a lot more porn than older women. So the expectations for you are kind of unfair. Like I feel like these guys over here in the corner, in the front booth, yes, when you're out dating, I feel like women that watch a lot of porn, they're expecting you to have like a 9-inch dick. It's got to stay hard for 45 minutes. You got to bang them in 27 different positions. And when you're finished, you got to like squirt across the room and knock shit over. But for those of us that are married, it's no big deal. We don't have to worry about that shit anymore. My wife gets like 2 or 3 good, well, adequate minutes. And at least 1 position. Maybe 2 if it's a special occasion. But if it is, I'm on bottom at least for 1 of those. And when I'm done, I might dribble on her a little bit. And yeah, you're welcome. Good night. I'm going to bed. Now, I guarantee there's at least 1 or 2 people in here, and I apologize. They're looking at me and they're saying, look at this guy, this evil white heterosexual. He's up there. He's making fun of stuff that he shouldn't have. This is comedy. It's what we do. And I want to let you know, it's easy to target me now because I'm the straight white guy. And that's just the way it is. Like if you guys watch comedy now, if you watch commercials, if you see anything, whenever somebody says something stupid, it's usually the white guy. Whenever somebody does something stupid, it's usually the white guy, right? And that's because the perception in Hollywood is changing. And they're actually changing character roles because of it. And I'm sorry to get all into it, I don't mean to preach at anybody. But like, instead of creating new characters like a lesbian Latina Avenger that's in a wheelchair, we're taking old people who are historically white and we're changing them. Like, for example, the new 007, James Bond, if you don't know, Google it, is going to be a black female, which is really cool. I don't give a shit as a white guy, I just hope she's really hot. The new Flame On guy in Fantastic Four is going to be a black guy. Again, no big deal, I don't care. But where I care is this. The new Thor, and I swear you can Google it if you don't believe me, the new Thor is going to be played by Natalie Portman. Seriously, Natalie Portman. If you don't believe me, look it up. The son of Odin is going to be played by a woman. And I don't care what kind of story they're giving with that. I think it's kind of fucked up, and I think we're just going too far to appease people. And I think if we're going to go that far, let's just go the whole 9 and just fuck everything up. I think the new Spider-Man should be a guy in a wheelchair. I think the new Superman, if we're going to go all out, I think the new Superman should be a quadriplegic. Yeah, like the original Superman became eventually. And I think we should just keep pushing the envelope. I think we should just piss everybody off. If we're gonna piss some people off, let's piss everybody off and change everything. I think we should remake movies like Shaft and have the superhero or the hero. I think we should have Shaft be played by some like skinny white guy like Justin Bieber. And I think maybe not just men and women and colors, but also genders, like the new Wonder Woman should be played by some hairy Italian guy. And he should wear the same suit. Like, I think he should wear the same suit so you can see his hairy apples hanging out the bottom. And it's not just like, I think that we're worried about offending everybody in our society. Let's remember that most superheroes are usually like skinny little weak people who are cowards, and then they get some special power and they get strong. But isn't that offensive to the little skinny weak guys? Like, I think the new character should be built like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day, and he's just this brute that's a strong, brave guy, and whenever he gets struck by lightning and there's a crime afterwards, he turns into some little pimply-faced coward that lives in his parents' basement. And we're going to call him Sean Dills, because Sean, congratulations on 1 year anniversary, sir. That's all I have tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry if I offended you, but let's give it up for all the comedians tonight. And by the way, let's take care of Stacy floating around here, getting everybody drinks. Make sure you tip her well.
Oh, you might want to update that sign. That's about 205 now, down in the oxen. But anyhow, I got off the interstate and I came to my neighborhood, a nice neighborhood. It said, "Drive like your children live here." You ever seen that? Trying to get you to drive safely, and I just kind of laughed, my sinister laugh. You don't know what you're asking, sir. This is my neighborhood, and whenever it rains or snows, I like to strap my children on the back of my new vehicle, my cop killer, and with a bungee cord, and we fly up and down the cul-de-sac until the cords break, and they fly out and hit the side of my house. Is this how you want me to drive? I'm your man. Okay. Well, let's have a little Rocky Top interval here. I brought my cap on here. I'm a big ball fan. Any ball fans here? Yeah? Clap your hands. Okay, if you're a ball fan. Yeah? Well, what exactly is wrong with you? I mean, don't you, when are you going to get the message? We won the last championship, I believe, sometime in the last century. Does that sound right? I think it's time we fire the coach. How many games has the football coach, SEC games, has the football coach won this year? How many games, SEC games, has he won? 0. Exactly. Now, I mean, what could be less than 0? Okay? Here the guy is, we're paying him $15 million a year. I don't know, free whiskey, whatever. And he hasn't won a single SEC game yet. So I think it's time we fired him. But that's just me. All right, well, let's sing a little Rocky Top. Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. I love that song, you know, because it personifies the best of East Tennessee. It's got all the good things. It's got corn liquor. It's got incest. No, that's bestiality. I'm sorry, I get those two confused all the time. It does have bestiality, right? Because you remember that passage in there talks about his girlfriend being half bear and half wildcat. Know what I'm talking about? Okay, well, that sounds like fun. I want to videotape that, by the way. Also, it has homicide. You know those two strangers that go up on the Rocky Top looking for the moonshine still? What happened to them? They ain't come back down yet. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to break this to you, but those two revenues did not die of natural causes. Well, Uncle Ernie pulled out a shotgun and blew their fucking head off. Okay, so, all right, let's sing another verse. Rocky Top, you'll always be, always be. Never mind. Okay. All right, well, probably 2/3 of the way through my journey here. I want to talk about the upcoming holidays. I always loved Halloween most of all, but I'm kind of against the over-commercialization of Halloween. If you notice, you know, they start putting out the candy corn in August sometimes. You got witches, ghosts, skeletons, go to Walgreens, it's like a damn haunted tomb. It's like you expect Vincent Price to jump out from behind the produce counter. It's like, rrr. good evening, kind of thing. Well, this shit don't scare me. Like I said, I'm over 100 years old, and I went to high school with Dracula. Seriously, the real Dracula, okay? He's a nice guy, really. He sort of stole my heart back in those days. And, I've been turned into a newt, for example. I knew real witches, not just like dime store witches or Walgreens witches or cartoon witches. I mean, really, goddamn witches, okay? And they turned me into a newt. I got better, but still, it's kind of dramatic. So, for example, I knew mummies. That's where I learned my ancient Egyptian. Not cartoon mummies or fake mummies. I'm talking about real mummies. Guys that crawl up out of the tomb. And King Tut and we used to go bowling back in the old days. I have a lot of weird theories like that. For example, the pyramids. There are a lot of different theories about the pyramids. I have my own. Some people say they were constructed by the ancient Greeks, or maybe the ancient Egyptians, or maybe a lost culture of Atlantis. Well, I have a better idea. And you can call me crazy if you want to. It wouldn't be the first time, actually. Tonight. I firmly believe, and I have evidence to support this, and I'll show you on my pickup truck later if you're interested. But yeah, the pyramids were actually built by intergalactic cats. It's true. Think about it. This will all start making sense to you when I lay out the evidence. You look at the Sahara Desert. What is it full of? Sand. What does a cat really like? Sand. Exactly. So these cats, who, by the way, came from the dog star. Who knew? Okay. They're in their intergalactic Cadillacs, and their space catamarans. They opened fire on the ancient Egyptians with their laser catapults. It's all starting to make sense now, isn't it? It was a real catastrophe. After the cataclysm, the cats landed, and they kicked King Tut's ass, and they took over Egypt, and they built a pyramid to keep them out of the rain while they were taking a dump in sand in the Sahara Desert. What do you think? The final clincher. When you look in space and you look down, there's this big monument near the pyramids. You know what I'm talking about? The Great Sphinx. What does it look like? A cat! This is so damn obvious, I'm kind of embarrassed to even throw it out to you. Alright, well that's where cats come from. And the next time you're passed out on the floor and you look up and your cat's coughing up a hairball and looking at you, just think, that is the conqueror of ancient Egypt, right there, okay? Alright, well I want to finish up here with one final remark to get you in the holiday spirit. I think I'm almost done here tonight, but I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. It's always an annual ritual where people who are closely related and can't stand each other get together down the family table. For example, I enjoy reconnecting with my dear brother-in-law. I'll call him Doug, just for anonymity, and also because his name is Doug, by the way. Anyway, Doug is one of these extreme libertarian sort of sovereign citizens. Do you know what a sovereign citizen is? They don't recognize any authority beyond the county sheriff level. They think the county, state government, the federal government is just like the Illuminati or, some sort of communist dictatorship or something like that. Alien cats in the dog store. I don't know. So, I just said, hey, Doug, would you pass the gravy? He said, well, speaking of gravy, you know that Hillary is a communist. Well, I don't know, Doug. But no, would you hand me the turkey? Well, sure, but you know that Obama is actually a vampire. Well, thanks, Doug. Now, hand me that turkey leg. So I take the turkey leg and then I beat the shit out of him. And so, that's a holiday tradition. And then we go watch the Cowboys and the Lions game, and then we pick Doug off the floor, and we do this every year. So I hope I've warmed your hearts with this Norman Rockwell kind of vision of a cool breeze at Thanksgiving. and went out and beating the shit out of Doug with the turkey leg. I'll remember this evening, and I hope you all remember it too, okay? Thank you.
Comedians are willing to go that far with comedy, and I respect them for it. Okay, we've got 1 minute left. But before we get to him, I just want to thank everyone for coming out and give a big round of applause for all our comedians that came out tonight. That's better. And I want to thank Skybox for giving us a chance to perform here. It was nice of them to give them a round of applause. All right. And I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to walking around the street these days, you can pick up some weird people. I just picked up this little guy. I'm sure you all know who this is. Must have been living under a rock for the past 7 decades. But now my last question for you all tonight. Has anyone seen an elephant fly? I don't mean flung from a catapult. What I mean is, well, someone over there got it. Now, I've never seen an elephant fly, but of course, I've seen a horse fly, I've seen a dragon fly, I've seen a house fly, I've seen a peanut stand, I heard a rubber band, I've seen a needle that winked its eye. But I'm singing about everything when I see an elephant fly. I've seen the front porch swing, I heard a diamond ring, I've seen the polka dot railroad tie. But I'll sing about everything when I see an elephant fly. I've seen a clothes horse, a ripping buck, and they tell me that a man made a vegetable truck. Now, I didn't see that. I only heard. But just to be sociable, I'll take your word. I heard a 5-cent chat, I saw a baseball bat, and I just laughed till I thought I'd die. But I'll sing about everything when I see an elephant fly. When I see an elephant fly. Yeah! Thank you, everyone. And now, thank you. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. First anniversary in comedy, and he's already made great strides. Give it up for the man of the hour, the man, the myth, the legend. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Sean Dills.
All right, give it up for Ray. That was fucking awesome. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello, my name is Sean Dills. And yes, don't worry. My parents have already told me I look like a nerdy haggard. Or according to my girlfriend, a homeless Weird Al. People also say, Sean, you look like a couch potato Jesus, which is fine. Me and Jesus, we have a lot in common. A few differences though. Like the biggest difference between me and Jesus was actually well hung. So I'm in an interracial relationship. I'm dating a beautiful black woman. Which is awesome. There's a couple of downsides to that. Like the biggest downside is finding out your grandmother's racist. So my best friend and girlfriend are both black, and she has yet to call either one of them by their actual names. And if you've seen Roots, you know that's fucking racism 101. Like my best friend's name is BJ. She calls him BJ. Which is fine, she's old, I'll let that one slide. My girlfriend's name is Tasia. She calls her Steve. Bitch ain't even trying. Like I went and introduced her to my grandparents and said, hey, this is my girlfriend Tasia. My grandfather's like, oh, is that Tasia, T-A-Z-I-A? Fuck, yeah, that's right. Look over at my grandmother. Nah, I ain't saying that. That's fucking Steve. Couldn't say Stevie, couldn't say anything else, so you gotta go fucking Steve. People ask me, Sean, What's the biggest difference with dating a white woman versus dating a black woman? Well, for me, it's not a huge difference. Like, the biggest difference for me is when I sleep with black women, you know, I play something romantic, you know. I want to have some R&B when we have sex. When I'm having sex with white women, I be playing the Goofy movie soundtrack. But yeah, I love my girlfriend though, because before I dated her, I dated a bunch of crazy women. Like one girl claimed she had a demon living inside of her. Had to let her go, she was clearly taken. One girl said she only dreams of murder and genocide. What the fuck do you say to that? I was like, well, what race? I bet I'm racist. I had to sleep next to her. Also, a little bit of me was hoping she's going to say Eskimos. One girl, every time we'd have sex, she'd make these animalistic sounds. You know, I was like so confused. I was like, should I be scared? Or is this the sexiest rendition of Old MacDonald I've ever heard? One girl, every time we'd have sex, she would bite her lip and close one eye. So the whole time, I'm trying not to laugh because I'm thinking, man, this bitch about to drop the dopest Popeye impression out on my ass. Which oddly enough, never killed my boner. In fact, after a month of dating her, we started keeping cans of spinach by my bed. Just in case she wanted to go ham. So I was trying to spice up the bedroom a little bit. I sent 40 pictures of different sexual positions to my girlfriend. I was like, pick 5. We'll try them out. She does so. She picks 5. I look at them. The first 3 pretty normal. Last 2 kind of got me worried. Her 4th pick, pegging. Those of you who aren't laughing, pegging is where your girlfriend puts on a strap-on and fucks you. So, I'm sweating bullets. Because we've been dating over a year and a half, and she's never mentioned anything about penetrating my fucking salmon ring. So I was like, oh shit. Oh, let's just pretend we didn't see number 4. Let's jump over to number 5. What's number 5? Her 5th pick. Pegging. She fucking picked it twice. This whole time, I thought that was love in her eyes. No, that was lust. This whole time, I thought she had images of us getting married together. No, just images of her clapping my fucking cheeks. People ask me, Sean, did you let her do it? Sean, did you let her take your butthole cherry? I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. However, you might notice I sit down a little slower than everybody else over here. The other day I told that joke for the first time, and my girlfriend comes up to me afterwards. She goes, Sean, that joke was a little embarrassing for me. It's like, who got fucked in that story, sweetie? Sure wasn't you. So, my whole life, women have been a huge enigma to me. But recently, I think I've been able to pinpoint the root of my confusion on women. You see, when I was 4, sometimes I would take showers with my mom. And then I remember one day we were in the shower. And then one day I just looked up, I was like, hey mom, where's your wiener? Now for a 4-year-old boy, that's a pretty goddamn good question. And as a parent, if you get asked a difficult question, you can handle it one of 2 ways. You can tell the truth or you can lie. Let's see which one she chose. Hey mom, where's your wiener? Some guy cut it off. Oh, fuck. My one question is now 102. Who? Oh, just some guy. Is he gonna cut off my wiener? No, he just gets women. Should we warn them? No, he's got them already. How would you guys not figure this out? He got us all at once by a shed. Stop asking questions. My brain was fried. The next day, I went to my kindergarten class. I was staring at a group of girls. One of the girls looks over at me and is like, "What are you staring at?" I was like, "Don't go near that shit." So, this is why I bring Ray to the show, by the way. I'm dyslexic. And that's like sometimes when I read something, the sentence will jumble up. They make a completely different sentence for me. Like, for example, me and my mom were in the car the other day. We passed a billboard sign for a mattress store. And on the billboard, there's an old guy laying in bed with the tagline, "We'll even tuck you in." But my brain read something completely different. My brain read, "We'll even fuck you in it." Oh shit. My brain quickly showed me the correct order of the sentence. I was like, "Oh wow." My mom's like, "What's up?" I was like, "Almost bought a mattress." I work at Walmart.
Yeah.
So when I started out at Walmart, I was a janitor. And being a janitor at Walmart is like being a housemaid to a bunch of meth heads. I remember one day, flipped open the trash can, found a dead raccoon inside. Who the fuck is a dead raccoon to throw away? "Hey Earl, pull over to Walmart." Think dead raccoon's gone bad. This one day, I was pulling out a heavy-ass water pallet. This lady jumped out in front of me. She throws 24 packs of Mountain Dew into her buggy. She goes, "Oh, sorry, my son loves Mountain Dew." Like, yeah, no shit, 24 packs of Mountain Dew? What the fuck's your son, a NASCAR driver? All right, so growing up looking like this, I remember I used to really be bad at talking to women. My friends would give me advice. "Hey man, just be yourself, do what comes natural." Tried that once. Went to my local Taco Bell. Lady at the window was super beautiful. So I was like, "All right, Sean, you can do this." Gave myself a pep talk. I was like, "All right, Sean, be yourself. Do what comes natural." So I went to go ahead and enter my debit card and I do this. Yes, I smell my debit card because apparently I didn't look like a serial killer enough. It would look less creepy if I just pulled up wearing a fucking hockey mask. At least I won't be able to smell shit then, right? So I'm in a group of comedians called the Filthy Uncensored Comedians in Knoxville. And we all kind of have like the nicknames. Like Kevin Robertson is known as the Hillbilly. John Silk is known as the Yankee. I'm known as the Nerdy Hobo. That's why I look like this. You know, I'm trying to keep kayfabe, trying to keep up with appearances. Got crazy hair, unkept beard. Also, I eat out of a dumpster. Not an actual dumpster, it's a human dumpster. The asshole. I'm an ass eater. Yeah, that's where it gets graphic. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I like to eat ass. Nothing turns me on than a sexy woman's ass right in my fucking face. Now, I consider eating ass an extreme sport, like skydiving, skateboarding, because when you eat ass and it goes wrong, it really fucking goes wrong. Like I was eating this one girl's ass. It tasted horrible. It was the worst thing I ever tasted. Tasted like ash and shit. Tasted like I was eating a big bowl of 9/11 the cereal. Yeah, I said it. So another ass eating story. This one girl, we had sex a couple times. She was coming back over. And I was like, "Hey, let's try something new. Let's try something kinky, you know, something we never tried before." She's like, okay. I have one thing in mind, but you'll think it's stupid. I was like, "No, I'm very open. Let me know what it is. I'm sure I'll be cool with it." She was like, okay. I want you to fuck me in a Spider-Man costume. I was like, "Well, I'll stand corrected. That was retarded." Unfortunately, I never got to don the tights, but we did get to try out my key. My key was, I wanted to eat her ass out while it's filled with whipped cream. So, I live with my parents, so for good reasons, they won't let me share the whipped cream from the fridge. So, I was like, sweetie, pick out a can, and then we'll try that, we'll use that. She does, she picks out her can of whipped cream, I get it. Fast forward to the day. We're in bed, she's naked, she bends that ass over, I stick that can of whipped cream up her ass, and I squeeze that nozzle. It was at that point in time I realized I made a big mistake. I let her pick up the chocolate whipped cream. I just stared at it like I walked up on the murder scene, like, oh fuck. She's like, are you gonna eat it? I was like, yeah, bitch, I'm trying. So, like I said, I'm 27, I still live at home with my parents. People ask me, Sean, is that weird? Bringing home girls when you live with your parents. Not really, believe it or not, it's not that bad. Worst part is after I drop those girls off and I come back home, my parents will roast the girl I just had over. Sean, her head was weird. Sean, I didn't like her voice. Sean. I think that last one might have been a dude. My parents are mean. Like the other day, we're driving down the road, we see a hooker walking down the street. Mom says, look at that crack whore. My dad's like, yeah, looks like something you'd see on Sean's mattress. So this one day I had this girl over, and we had sex back to back to back, both exhausted, covered in sweat. I noticed her lady bits started to smell a little weird. Now I'm a gentleman, so I did the gentlemanly thing. I was like, hey baby, your vagina smells like Long John Silver's. Turns out I was wrong. That was not the right thing to do because she was not happy about it. But believe it or not, we actually dated for 3 years. Couldn't believe it. We actually spent Christmas together that year. It was actually kind of magical. It was snowing, Christmas music playing, opening gifts. Everything was going perfect. Until my parents gave her a gift. They gave her a gift card to Long John Silver's. Luckily for me, she forgot all about that little joke. Because she's like, oh my God, I love Long John Silver's. My parents just look at her. Oh yeah, apparently not as much as her son does. Alright, we're almost done. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you, Ray Ford, one of my favorite people in this entire world, for hosting tonight. Thank you, Amanda Kroll. She's one of the first comedians I ever met, and she's always nice to me. And I had to have her out for how nice she was. We're doing a show Sunday at Brickyard, by the way. Me and Amanda will both be there. A bunch of other great comedians will be there as well. You can come out Sunday to Brickyard. Also, I want to thank Cool Breeze for filming in last second. One of my favorite comedians in Knoxville. He's awesome. And the last two guys I want to thank, John Silk, Kevin Robertson. They're also part of my group, and we're about to come up and do our group portion of the act tonight. So give back up for John Silk and Kevin Robertson.
That's one word of
Testing those. Sure. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard Sean say it earlier. We are the filthy, uncensored comedians of Knoxville, FUCK, and we're here to live up to that name, to that title. So we're gonna play a couple little improv-y kind of games tonight. Some of you guys were here earlier.
We came around and asked questions of the audience. I'm hoping you guys were here. Some of you were, some of you left. But we're going to ask questions, and the three of us are going to compete in a little match game. We can't say match game. I just said match game. Can we be sued? I guess we can.
I doubt they're here.
All right.
Nobody else is.
So I'm going to start since I have the microphone. Well, I guess we all have a microphone, but I'm going to start since I'm running my mouth. I'm going to ask these two a question, and they're going to try to match answers with what the audience gave. So, They're going to do the same thing. Each of us, Kevin will ask Sean and I, Sean will ask Kevin and I. If you don't get it, that's fine. Just sit there and listen. All right, so, match game question number 1. And I'm going to give it to the man who's celebrating his anniversary. Sean, you get to pick question A or question B.
Always go with the asshole.
Sean always goes with A. We all love the A. Sean's very honest about it. All right, question A. I lost it. There it is. All right. If your penis stopped working, tragically, there's an accident, your penis stopped working. But your girlfriend wanted sex, but there was no dildo and no vibrator. What would you use on her to give her the pleasure? Your penis not working, you can't use that. There's no vibrator, there's no dildo. You have to find something on the fly. What are you going to use on your woman?
Luckily for me, I run my mouth for a living, so you gotta go with the tongue, right?
With the tongue. You matched exactly 0 people.
Fuck y'all. You sons of bitches.
I'm going to tell you, we had a fucked up audience. These are the answers we got. We got arm, banana, fingers. The fingers are acceptable. Fist. We got some partiers here. Cucumber and hands. But not one person said tongue, and all the women in here are very disappointed.
Yeah. My girlfriend's gonna wish my dick will stop working today.
So you have 0 points, so I'm going to go to question B for my friend Kevin. All right, everybody listen up here. These are honest to God actual answers from the crowd that you have to match. Slutty Sarah was choking at the bar.
She was out at Skybox, and she was choking and needed a Heimlich, and it worked. We saved her. What got coughed out of her throat when they give her the Heimlich?
Oh no.
Pickle.
A what?
Pickle.
A pickle?
You know, they had them on those jars and,
Well, I got
maybe not here.
I have good news for Sean and bad news for you. You guys are tied at 0. These are the answers that we received earlier. We have a dildo, a cock ring, which was very creative, thank you, a hairball, very disgustingly, a jizz ball, I don't know if that's a thing, a cherry, and a condom. So you guys have 0, 0.
I'll turn it over to my man Sean
To ask questions of me and Kevin.
All right. Kevin, I'm gonna let you choose. Do you want A or B?
A.
B. All right, here we go. Ugly Johnny said, my girlfriend keeps saying I look like a dog. I thought she was joking, but for Christmas, she got me a blank.
Chew toy.
That's pretty good. 2 people said chew toy. 2 people said flea collar, 2 people said bone, somebody said leash, a jar of peanut butter, and someone also said she gave him a neutering.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little offended you said ugly Johnny. I feel like that's the right
His first name came to my mind. All right. All right, here's a chance, John.
So he's winning 2-0. He's beating both of us 2-0-0.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's John's. All right. Batman and Robin jumped in the Batmobile. Batman started to cry. Robin said, holy moly, Batman, why are you crying? Batman said, because, boy wonder, I sat on my blank.
Wow. He sat on his blank.
You got a couple of different ways to go with this one.
I think as a comic fan, I would appreciate if a lot of people said Batarang. Please tell me Batarang.
You got 2 points.
Yeah!
2 people said Batarang. 1 person said ball. 4 people said balls. 1 person said bat dildo. 1 person said cactus. And 1 person said a picture of his dead parents.
Oh my God!
Murder, right in front of you.
He's crying for a lot of reasons.
Who said that last one? The Joker?
So it's 2-2, and now it's Kevin's turn to ask us. Sean, you got to get 2 at least to tie us.
Yeah.
Sorry about last night.
Wait. Which one of us? One of us gets to choose, right?
Yeah.
We'll let the anniversary guy.
Which one you want?
A. He loves the
That's the
A.
one I was going to do.
He loves the A.
No, actually, that's one I've already given you. You ready?
I'm ready.
After I blank, I usually take a nap.
I gotta say calm, right?
You got one.
Hey!
You have one comment.
My other answers are smoke, screw, fart, and eat. And eat,
Or eat cum.
I guess.
All right, well, I guess I'm up for B. You're still losing. You have 0 chance of winning now. Kevin and I are tied 2-2. All I need is 1 point and I beat you, hillbilly.
All the ladies love the prince. You know, that's a king and queen son. All the ladies love the prince because he had a very large...
Oh, there's a blank right there.
blank.
Okay. They love Prince the musician.
No. The son of the king and queen.
This
A prince.
a Prince, because he had a very large. I have to go with penis or any word that describes penis. Cock, dick, schlong.
You got a point, I had one day.
So I have.
What did everybody else say?
Right? What else we have?
I got bank account twice.
What a bunch of greedy whores in here.
Hands, wallet,
No offense, ladies.
and castle.
So I'm the winner.
I suppose you are.
All right, round 1 is
Chicken
mine.
dinner.
Woohoo! That's first time I've ever won.
Alright, we're gonna play some Mad Libs.
Madness. We have a gentleman that just joined us just in time.
Shit's gonna be hard to do this with a microphone in my hand.
You want me? I'll hold it for you.
Thank you, thank
Here,
you.
What are you
speak into the
holding?
mic.
What are you holding for
Give
me?
me the microphone.
Speak into the mic. Got all of it.
Alright, I'm gonna call people in the audience. You're gonna give me a adjective, could be a verb, could be a body part.
You guys remember Mad Libs? All right, they're ready to play.
Alright. This young lady right here, can you give me a place?
Memphis.
Uh-oh.
Murder capital of
Shit, it's
Tennessee.
gonna be a scary story. Alright. This guy looking at me right here, the second guy here.
Wait, with the backwards hat or with the backwards hat? Or with the backwards hat?
Second guy here. From here. Can you give me a body part? Your nose.
Nose. Nose. All right. Very clean. Thank you. Some priests have joined us tonight.
Alright. Kevin.
Kevin.
Can you give me
behind-
a bird?
Bird.
A verb. He's a hillbilly. You have to explain what a verb is. It's a movement, an action.
Ran.
Ran.
Remember, this is a comedy show, Kevin. You're part of it. Alright.
I want to start being funny now, Kevin. What the hell?
Ray's mom, can you give me a noun?
Ray's mom. A person, place, or a thing. Or
I
yourself.
knew that.
What is it?
I knew that.
Okay.
A table.
A table?
No, I think she said Oprah Winfrey's vagina. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, hey, that sounds
It
good.
sounded like tampon or table, but we'll go with Oprah Winfrey's vagina.
That's what I said.
I was asked this gentleman here for a verb. Tucking or
Give
fucking?
me some
Right.
verb.
Was that cucking, sucking, fucking, ducking? Ducking.
Okay.
Watch your mouth, sir. It's a family show.
I would ask all of them over there, but they said the fucking moon, so we're going to find some other people. Mr. Ray, can you give me a body part?
A body part, Ray. We need a body part. Remember, this is comedy. Don't be shy.
Belly button.
Belly button. Well done, sir. That is a body part.
John, a length of time.
A length of time. I'm thinking back to my sexual conquest. I'm gonna say a minute.
All right. How about our waitress for tonight?
That's Stacy.
A person.
Stacy.
A person.
We need a person. Dolly Parton.
Good deal.
We're done. All right, now we get the story.
And this sucks, it's on y'all. Don't blame us. You gave us the answers. The boys of Buck went to go, let's see, they got to, okay, boys of Buck went to go see the new King Kong show at Memphis. For some reason that's where King Kong was. Couldn't make a racist joke. I'm not going to do it. When they got there, they couldn't believe the size of King Kong.